electrical business and you're wondering, how can I run Facebook ads? Or maybe you've tried running Facebook ads and they kind of didn't work for you. This video is for you. So this account is I would say, I don't know, I suppose it's still technically a small business, but they've got about sort of 5 trucks and maybe about 10 staff. So they're kind of growing, and they are based up in Queensland, and they gave me this account and said they'd been with another agency and they'd been running Facebook ads, and the ads had sort of some results, but not really tangible results. So I said, look, let me have a look at your account. I'm going to do a deep dive into it, and I'm going to find out what the problem is and really, address this for you. So the first thing I did was I went to the meta ads library and I had a look at the ads they were running. And I immediately saw what the problem was. So that problem was the ad was a catch-all. It was, hey, we do electrical services and we service all of Brisbane. Please contact if you've got, projects you'd like to do. So it was really, really generic. It sort of was just like a laundry list of all the service they offer, and it didn't really have anything specific in terms of the offer. So the first thing I said was like, look, we're going to have to trash this can again. So I have a very specific testing process that I follow when it comes to Facebook ads, because if you don't have a process to follow, it's very, very easy to waste a lot of money and not get the best out of your ads. So Facebook ads definitely work the best when you have a very specific offer. And not only that, I always like to test about at least 3 offers against each other so we know who is clicking on what ad and which offer is the most successful. And the way I do that is I basically set the budget at the top of the campaign, and then I nest the ads underneath the budget, all in the same ad set. So what that means is basically, if you're not getting a lot of clicks on your solar panels offer, then you're not actually paying for that either. That Meta is actually going to push that budget into the ads that perform the best. So let's say you've got a campaign, and that campaign is for EV chargers, and that's getting a lot more clicks and a lot more conversions. Meta is going to push more of the budget into the EV charger campaign. So really it comes down to just having a number of offers, testing them out, and really being clever in the way you word your offer and what we're talking about. Now, the other thing I want to mention about this particular client as well, one of the things they said to me when we sat down was, we are not going to be the cheapest in our area or even in our city. So we do not want to compete on price. We do not want a race to the bottom where we're competing against companies who are doing everything really, really dirt cheap and the work is not quality. Our focus is providing a really, really high quality service, and our customers understand that, you get what you pay for. So we do not want to, they made it really clear they don't want to heavily discount. I said, that's absolutely fine. We're just going to have to make sure that we really nail that ad copy, and I really nail that creative and make sure that it resonates with people. Because, the thing is, if you want to look, if you want to run a meta ads campaign and you want to just get a whole lot of sales, or you want, you can set up a really successful campaign if you're doing like 50% off everything and you're giving things away really cheap. The thing is, though, that's going to affect your profit margin. So it takes a lot more skill to get leads and convert them when you're not running discounts. It takes a really well thought out campaign and copy that really resonates with people. And I really feel like copy is a really neglected part of meta ads. Like, I see so many ads that have just got like a base tile, and then they've got, ChatGPT copy, and I just kind of look at it and go, I wouldn't click on that, So the copy is where we're going to really connect with your audience and connect with them on that emotional level where they're ready to buy. And that's really what marketing is. It's connecting with your audience and presenting the right offer at the right time. The other thing I do want to say is with meta ads, so this has only been running for a month, by the way, guys. Like with meta ads, as time goes on, we build layers into this campaign. So at the moment, this is targeting everyone with the same offers, but I'm going to start building layers where we're going to have video ads for retargeting website visitors, video ads retargeting Facebook visitors. I'm going to probably try some dynamic creative ads. So we're going to start building those layers in. So in several months' time, we'll get to layer 3, which will be, we're only retargeting people who've clicked on Facebook ads before. And so we're going to really build those layers in. And I think when you get to the point where you've got a cold targeting layer, a sort of mid-warm targeting layer, and a really hot targeting layer, that's when your ads start to really work amazing for you. The other thing I want to say is this client is actually on a package where they get organic social media. So they're getting Reels content created for them. Basically, we get the team when they're out on site and they're doing jobs, they're doing solar installs, whatever they're doing. We get the boys to film on their phone and they send it to us, and we actually edit that. We put the captions in, we tell a story with it, we add some music, so we make it really nice for them. And that's the kind of easiest way to do the social media. Otherwise, it's going to require a videographer to go out on site, and that can sort of get really expensive depending on your budget. But so obviously you can see there's a lot of people coming in from organic, which is working really well for them. And then the paid ads, we've got 2 of those converted so far. And once again, this is only after a month. So, when you think about Facebook ads, as I said, there is a lot of people who are fairly cold, and this is a brand new campaign. So, realistically, you could expect after running for a month, you could expect sort of a few sales to happen, absolutely. But depending on the ticket price of what you're offering, it could take 3 months. Like, I'll give you an example. I worked with a builder, and after 3 months, he closed a deal for 138K. Now, as your ticket price increases, your sales cycle is going to increase also. So if you're selling like a split system install and it's, I don't know, $1,000 or whatever, people are more likely to say yes to that straight away. But as we get into the tens of thousands or higher, it's going to slow down as well. So please be aware of that. But absolutely, you should be seeing activity in the first month. You should be having leads coming through. You should be using this board effectively. So one thing I like to train people on is, here's your intake. So these are where our leads are coming in, right? All these ones that say paid are paid. And then once you've spoken to that person, we're going to actually drag them across here. In progress means we're in discussion. You've spoken to them. We're managing that lead effectively. Qualified. So, for how I've trained these guys to do it is qualified is booked. So that means spoken to them, booked an appointment to go out and do the job. Declined quote is obviously like gave them a quote, they said no, which is going to happen sometimes. But I'd be concerned if this was very large, this column, but it's not. And converted is paid. They've converted into clients, which is really, really good. So meta ads, meta ads can work really well for your electrical business. It's just, you've just got to choose the right offer, and you've got to go for higher ticket. You do not want to do basic service on meta ads. I mean, you can try it. You might have some success with it, but based on the cost that you're going to have to spend on meta ads, it's going to be difficult to get a return. I would absolutely do service work, like general electrical, that kind of stuff. I would do that on Google Ads, and I would do specific offers on meta ads like split systems and EV chargers and things like that. I hope that's really helpful for you to have a look at. If you've had a go at this, have another go. It definitely works. It just takes the right approach. If you have any questions, please reach out to us and we'd love to speak with you. Thanks for watching.